Hey everyone, MichaelBtheGameGenie here. This week we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be talking about a problem all of us Arcade1Up and, home arcade fanatics seem to have in common. No, I'm not talking about the impending divorce, although I'm sure for some of us that is probably coming soon. No, I'm actually talking about the fact that we all love to collect these things, but unfortunately, at one point or another, we all run out of room in our arcades, and that's the point I'm pretty much at right now. I've pretty much gutted everything in here that I didn't think I immediately needed. I even took my TV off the wall and stole another space in the house that I do my retro gaming in now, so my retro console gaming. So yeah, I'm out of room. So what options do I have in front of me? Of course, the first one we can all look at is appreciating what we have and not buying any more new cabinets. I almost couldn't say that with a straight face. Yeah, we won't be doing that one. No, sir. I'm going to buy more. I have a problem. Yeah, so I'm going to be buying more cabinets, obviously. So obviously stopping is not in the cards. So what do? I can't take over another space in the house. That will lead to a divorce if I try to get a second room for arcades. I've already got 3 gaming rooms in my house, so I can't do that. Option number 2, of course, is I do have some extra storage space in my house. So what I've thought about doing is, this is something they do at arcades. They have more machines than they actually have space for them on the floor, and they'll actually pull some out, leave some in storage for a while, and do a rotation. So that's my option. There's a rotation. I've got my Rampage cab, I've got my Final Fight cab. Oh, but I do love my Final Fight cab. Anyways, I can pull those off the floor right now to make space for some of the newer cabs coming in. That's option number 2. Option number 3, of course, is coming to us on a silver platter directly from Arcade1Up, and that is consolidating our assets. So I'm going to announce to you now, I don't think this is any surprise, I have already pre-ordered the Street Fighter II Capcom Legacy cabinet. And the beauty thing about that is I'll get to replace my Street Fighter cabinet. My Street Fighter cabinet, of course, it had that weird audio issue where it was only mono sound and some of the sounds weren't programmed to be right and left through the mono sound, so there was mix up with the sound. The controls, they're level 1, they aren't the greatest. Of course, we get the new BOE monitor and stereo sound, so I'm really excited about Street Fighter. Plus the game selection, so much better because we get all the games on the head-to-head cabinet. Of course, all the games on the head-to-head cabinet also includes every single game on the Final Fight cabinet. So by doing this, I can possibly combine my Final Fight and my Street Fighter cabinet into one and just replace both of those with the Street Fighter II Legacy cabinet, and then I could possibly, sell off both those cabinets to put back into money for more arcades, or I could possibly, more than likely what I'm going to do, I'm probably going to give one of these cabinets to my niece and nephew so they have an Arcade1Up at their house, and I'm sure they'll be happy to have it. Then there's another option. Multicades. So I already have an AtGames Legends Ultimate cabinet, and the great thing about this is it's an excellent cabinet. Comes with a bunch of games that are somewhat lower tiered arcade games in some aspects. A game that I really like Night Slashers, so I can play Night Slashers on Legends Ultimate. Night Slashers is probably never going to get its own Arcade1Up or even really be included on an Arcade1Up cabinet, maybe not, but it's a perfect place for the Legends Ultimate. Then, of course, you can also add games into it, so that's an option. Now, I mentioned I might give away one of my Final Fight and Street Fighter cabinets. I've got a light-up marquee for my Street Fighter cabinet. Another option is I can do a Raspberry Pi mod in my Street Fighter cabinet and keep it stocked like that, put some additional games on it. So then I have a multicade in the form factor of an Arcade1Up that will match the size and shape of my other arcade cabinets. So that's an option. I can add a bunch of games to that, and then I'll save space in the arcade. But that means I'm not getting the other new cabinets. You guys all know I'm a huge fan of the way these cabinets look. I love the idea of having a classic arcade in my house. And of course, with Arcade1Up, changing the look and design of the new cabinets to make them more classic looking, like the beautiful, beautiful Killer Instinct cabinet, X-Men, Tempest, Atari 12-in-1, they all look so good. So we get to the other option, which is finding space. I'm out of room. How am I going to find space? I mean, like, this is nuts, guys. I got an II arcade coming this week. I've got the Street Fighter 2 cabinet ordered, and I've got Attack from Mars Pinball pre-ordered. And when the Arcade Legends Pinball becomes available here in Canada, I'm going to get that too. So I've got to find room. But I don't have any room. I don't have any room with my current configuration. I love the way this looks. I love the long row of cabinets, all the lit marquees. I think it looks fantastic. And I've got the row over there, and the door separates it, and I can fit a couple cabinets on this side as well. However, you'll notice there's a lot of dead space in the middle there behind me. I've thought about trying to add a row of cabinets up the middle, but there's just not enough space lengthwise. So I've come to the conclusion that I could possibly move to a different room, because this used to be a storage space and my old game room is now the storage space. Maybe I can move back there, but this actually has more square footage. I've just got to use it better. So my concept is, instead of the two long rows like this, I'm actually going to maximize the space, and I'm going to turn the cabinets, instead of horizontal, they're going to go vertical, if I've said that right. I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to try this. So give me a couple minutes. It's going to look so much uglier than it did before. I mean, this looks beautiful. However, it's going to give me the ability to probably double the amount of arcade cabinets I can have in here, and plenty of room to fit my pinball. And maybe even then I can get adventurous and look at adding like a sit-down cab. Here's looking at you, Outrun. So anyways, guys, give me a couple minutes and let me try to figure this out. And I'll be back with a whole new configuration, and we'll see if this works. We'll see if this makes more space. If it didn't work, it'll just be me showing you the same background saying, that was a terrible idea. So yeah, I did the thing. Yeah, I completely moved my arcade around and put them in rows. It doesn't look pretty, but it also didn't make as much space as I hoped it would, sadly, so I might have to go back to the drawing board. There are a couple things I really like about it. I like the way that it's shaped. When you walk in, you can see so many side panels of the arcades now. That makes me really happy. I talk about it in all my reviews. I absolutely love the art on these cabinets. Now you can see Burger Time, Star Wars, Miss Pac-Man, Golden Axe, Turtles, NBA Jam. That looks really cool. I also like the shape of the rows and there being multiple rows. My wife came down here, she took the look at it, and she said, you know what, that looks more like an arcade now than it did before. Before it just looked like a room full of arcade machines, she said. Now this actually looks more like an arcade. I don't know. I'm going to take some time and get used to it. It really didn't make as much space as I hoped it would. I've got enough space to put another cabinet next to Miss Pac-Man. I've got another space to put another cabinet next to Golden Axe. Unfortunately, on the other side of the room, I've got closets that still kind of have to access, so can't really put another row, because if I didn't have the closets, I could put 5 more machines right along the back there. Plus, I could then move this cabinet to the side. I don't know. I got some thinking to do. I'm gonna play around with this some more, but this was this week's experiment. So guys, let me know, what do you think of my new setup? You guys have had a look. Is this gonna stick, or should I change it back to the way it was, or keep figuring out what I'm gonna do? Of course, in the back there, I don't know if you can see the back cabinet. There's 5 cabinets along the back wall, many of which are probably going to be consolidated once the legacy cabinets get here. So that'll make a little bit more room, but you know, I don't know if I'm much further ahead than I was before I started this process. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think of the new design. Should I change it back? Should I go in a different direction? Let me know what you guys are doing. How are you guys making room with all these new Arcade1Up cabinets and new arcade products coming out? How are you making room for all these products? Are you guys selling off cabs? Are you moving cabinets out to other locations, taking over more space, rearranging and trying to maximize the space you got? Let me know what you guys are doing. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for checking in with me this week. Just a quick update video on a fun project to talk about something we all have in common probably. This is Michael B. the Game Genie, and I'll talk to you next time.